move to Niagara Falls.
I want to get back to a small thing to say about his no CRM. The pros and cons. He's not the owner. I'm no CRM. My closest CRM is my send out cards, and you call that a CRM. But I think it's back to, he hit something very important. It's from the heart. When you meet with someone
Genuine.
they know, if you're just saying things, look after people. If you do all the little things that you're supposed to do, like return the phone calls,
Yep.
return it when you say you are, or at least if you can, let them know.
Integrity.
You're already ahead of everyone else. Now, what prompted me in saying this is this. It's fine, it works to a certain point with our CRM. And then I'll be upfront, I survived all this year, we did well, and some of you know I made the top 50 brokers a couple of times. But when the market changed, you need more than one tool. Like I'm hurting for the last few months. Okay, things just went, because I don't have a secondary source of compensating. Referrals great, and Chuck hit home on a couple of things there. I used to brag, I am 95% repeat referral. I got no new business. People come back. But that really hit home is, you need new businesses coming. If someone's, actually, it was way back, if you remember, Joe has a minister in to talk. He said, when you first started, you farm. You sow seeds, you farm. Then when you farm, you grow well, then you just maintain your business. And then he said, if you're just maintaining your business, before long, you become an undertaker. Because people are dying off from you, unless you got new people coming in. So keep that in mind. I'm running a tough way right now.
I was at two conferences in short succession last fall, and it was interesting because there were 2 points made in each by 2 different keynote speakers, basically even talking somewhat different topics, but they both came out with 2 points that I noticed in both. One is that if you're working by referral only, that you may get the repeat business, but the referrals are dropping off, and that's because of social media, and that the kids of our clients, you know, mom says, oh, well, you need to use Rick, because, and he says, oh, I've been talking to somebody for 6 months now, because they've been talking to Mark, because she's already there, or
About the social
to
media.
Laura, because they've already made the connection before the referral gets asked for, before the kid says, hey, we're thinking about buying a house. Yeah, that's where the referral comes, but they say, sorry, we've already got relationships. And they both touched on that same thing. And the other thing that both of them made a comment was that texting is likely to be completely replaced within the next 5-7 years by video. And it's just that, hi, yeah, I'm on my way. I'll be there shortly, you know, end of thing. So this texting, which is so popular right now, and they said, just look at the technology. The technology tells you where we're going. So both of those were interesting points from 2 completely different places in 2 completely different cities, 2 completely different organizations, but they both made those same 2 points somewhere in their presentation.
Marg then item.
You know, I think
No,
the other thing is that the danger for some people in this room, of course a minority, is that we may be a little long in the tooth, considering how much experience we have, and we may still be doing things the way we did in 1996. And it was interesting looking at Chuck's presentation.
Who are you
like,
talking?
I do the same kinds of things, like the stress kit and the moving kit and the pizza, and I do movie tickets a couple months out. I do all of that. And what astounds me is 10 years ago, I got reaction to that. People would call and go, that is so cool, or that's
now
fun,
they
or they'd
expect it.
post on. Now, I don't even get a thank you.
Crickets.
The bar has gone up so far
Well, I think just
in
people are
terms
more
of
rude.
of expectation.
I'm
so
sorry,
what
I
I've
really
been-
think that.
What I've been doing is looking at some of the successful young new agents in the business. They've upped their game, man, on social media, professional marketing, branding on their vehicles, team
Yeah.
approach, special events, a lot of client events, sponsoring things in the community, whether it's a TED Talk or whatever. You know, they're approaching community relationships in a different way, and they're getting the wow factor from that as opposed from the pizza on moving day.
You're right.
And I'm finding that personally a really painful transition, because I'm old school and I
sad,
have manners and I want to do things that I think are being kind and nice. but there's not the same payback that there used to be on it. And I think we all have to be cognizant.
I think
Take a
it's
look
still
at the
there though,
new-
Mark.
Oh, I can
I think it's there, but take a look at the new, young, successful agents in your market
I
and
can
ask
relate
yourself
totally.
what they're doing.
I can relate totally, because now that he's come on board,
Oh,
we do things totally, we are,
Now that he, not
Yeah,
your
you're-
name, he.
but we do things totally different. I mean, we're just talking, we're going paperless. He's thrown away 2 file cabinets. I'm in pain as these file cabinets are leaving my office. It's, no, garbage,
Moms
garbage,
are
garbage,
going.
garbage. You know, so it is, it's exactly what you're saying. So if you're gonna hire somebody new, hire somebody young.
Yeah.
And you
Because
know-
they bring a whole different
It's
perspective.
just like a
Yeah.
newspaper. Who puts a newspaper ad in anymore? You don't. You're putting it in social media
I think
or
it's,
online.
I think it's two things. I think it's one, they value different things, and two, people are just rude as hell. Because I was at a spinning class this morning, and the instructor's amazing, and he was asking questions and chatting with everybody and laughing, and nobody was responding to him. And I thought, this is rude, like incredibly rude, and that's sad.
They were 2 out of
I find
breath.
that incredibly sad.
Okay, we're going to have over here, Laura and then Dale.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the rude. I gave something real simple to clients that just closed last month. And it was like, I was in a rush, so I just kind of threw together the movie tickets and I just said, I know you guys have been working your butts off, so please just go out and have a date night on me. They're just young, cute kids, right, that just bought their first home. And she saw me at the Fortinos this week, and they'd been away, so came home to it. She ran over and hugged me. Like, so, yeah, she said, I know we haven't called you yet. I'm so bad at that because we're working like long hours and everything, but we're going on date night next week. And it was just such a little simple
We
thing.
planned it, woohoo.
Yeah.
I think it's 50-50. I mean,
Ivan had something to say too before we.
Ivan and then Barb, you had something to suggest as well?
I want to share something. Hi, I'm Madhu. Last year, I doubled my business just using the communication tools. It's called the bank code of people. And I actually went and did the training as a trainer because I wanted to understand. It just changed the way I do business totally. And I normally, I don't have those 4 cards with me. I just hand people those cards, even when I meet them first time, and they put them in order, and they say to me, why do you want us to do that? And I say, well, just help me serve you better.
Which cards?
It's,
Bank
actually,
cards.
I will have a set of cards for each one of you, I'll mail them to you.
Thank you.
Can you
Yeah.
describe just briefly
It's
what that
called
is?
the bank code of people. So it just, actually, I'll give you a link. If you guys go and do your assessment, you'll get a full report as how people should communicate with you, and I'll get one. But I get that with my clients, so in my database, I see who are my blueprints, because those are the people I need to totally give them timelines, structure. So my presentations are very different now, because sometimes I meet, example, last year I closed I did about over 100 deals. And I was just blown away because I didn't think I could do that. But because my deals were closing much quicker and people were responding very quickly, and I wasn't missing the mark as I used to. I always did good, but I knew I could do better because I am good at what I do. I was like, why would somebody go with a shitty agent when they have a choice of a good one? That agent spoke their language that I wasn't able to in a quick time, because people don't have a lot of time. They're already going through a lot of stress, they're already making a lot of decisions. I always connected really good with people that were like me, not often with people that were opposite. Still good people, just didn't connect with me because I am a high knowledge person. I always thought I should give you so much information because I like information, but that wasn't the case. Some people were just like, you're over our head, lady. Just give us the goods and get out of here.
so I'm completely confused. So the bank card basically, does it,
code.
It just
bank
gives me,
code.
it
Just
just
a
gives me who the
profiling.
personalities
Like
are.
profiling.
so you make your client do a bank code?
Yep. And it takes me because I've done the training, I can spot them within about 60 seconds. Within our conversation, I can look at what you're wearing,
It's no different from.
what's
It's
your
like this.
Kind of like
surrounding.
this.
It's like the disc.
But see, for me, DISC was telling me a lot more about me,
Yeah.
not so much about you. I already know my shortfalls. I really wanted to know just about you, and people love talking about themselves. And it's just been phenomenal.
How do you get them to do it?
Oh, just hand them the 4 cards.
Yeah,
Here.
there's 4 cards.
Put them
Say,
together.
Put them in order.
That's it. Well, no, there's 4 cards, and each one of the, actually, do you want me to show them?
Sure.
Yeah, because I don't understand.
Let me just,
She made me.
How do you spell your name, by the way?
Madhu, Madhu,
H-U, okay.
Baker. And the link for that, so you won't have to pay $100, is mybankcode.com/key.
How do we turn that
Is it
light
BANK?
Yeah.
My,
Oh, so I can log into my system and
what's the
Show you what I
website that you created? My what?
mybankcode.com/key.
K-E-Y?
Yeah.
Slash
Key.
K-E-Y?
K-E-Y.
Sorry, just the light, so we can get it on
Yeah,
the
there you
video.
are.
Thanks.
What's your bank?
Oh, it's interesting, and you'll be surprised how much fun it is.
Oh, there it is.
And I've had clients, they said, could you do that for my son? Or like, I've had clients who've actually come and asked me to do a whole presentation for their family. So they're just having so much better results within their family dynamic as well. And I've had office people, they're like, oh my God, I used to think that person hated me, but it's not true. They're just who they are. So it's just more harmonious. My goal was really, I did good business. How can I make their experience so much more fun and enjoyable that they will remember that? And that has happened. So for me, that was a big feat.
Wow. Sounds so simple.
It is very simple, and that's what got me. See, I used to be a foster parent. And when we did that, so let me see. Let me go into the Bank Pass and I'll show you. This is my dashboard. So when you look at that, you can see how many of my clients, see, I'm a big nurturer. I love to take care of people, so all of my clients, a lot of them were nurturers. Not always. See how my blueprint has gone up now? It used to be like at 20%. Because I have it all in my head, and I think people should just understand. I do so many deals, of course, you're going to get done. But they weren't feeling comfortable. Madhu, yes, you came highly recommended, but we're not sure, like, can you really, like, we're so scared. We haven't moved in 20 years, 30 years. What are we going to do? So with those people, I have like a whole structure. This is where we're going. This is the plan. If this doesn't work, we're going to route it here. So everything, damage control, before it even happens. So blueprints are the people who love the structure. Those are most of the time.
Show them the 4 cards, it's easier.
Oh, yeah.
This is called disc, by the way.
It's the reverse of this.
No, it doesn't sound like this.
It's similar.
But see, this is exactly like that, but it's just in reverse.
I thought it was, and it's reversed. You find out more about your client than you do about.
I've sent those books, like she actually wrote a book called Why They Buy. I've sent it to my 8 clients, and I've had like CEOs of the companies that are doing millions of dollars in sales, said to me, Madhu, I cried when I read that book. I couldn't understand because I have 6 kids, and I just wasn't connecting with this kid, and I just couldn't understand why.
Wow.
And they realized that, he is really, really high nurturer in action, but his kid is a blueprint. He needs structure. He can't just say to him, you know what? I know we said we're going to go to the movies, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to go skate in the park. And now you just ruined that kid's day because he's been planning for a week. I used to foster kids and treat all the kids the same, but it didn't work. I had one little girl. She was like, when I saw that, and that's what prompted me. I actually spent 25,000 American dollars to do that training. And I wasn't even going to use it in business. I wanted to do it
To understand your kids better.
my kids and my foster kids, and I wanted to go and teach it to the foster parents. Because had I known this,
Never mind, take it to the
15
school
years ago.
board.
exactly, right? And so I can tell you, I've never made
Wipe out ADD.
I had never made $438,000 in my life. And I did that last year. The most I made was $280,000. So to me it was like, okay, there is something to it. And I do that with all of my clients, and now I'm working in a system. So with all of my clients, I have their bank code on there.
This is brilliant.
So when I'm communicating with them, and people are like, oh, Bob
Barb, thanks
knows.
for bringing Madhu.
It just changed so much, and you will see.
Show us the
let's-
cards.
Let's just get to this, because this is obviously a presentation itself, so just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Are you a trainer in this now? Have you,
I am a trainer, but this is not a pitch. This is for the STAR group. You, like, do some research in that. I can send you guys all some information. It will change the way you do business. It will change your relationships, actually.
Sign me up.
so,
People
so,
have loved it.
I'm
so
so
what,
in.
what is
Already
the
done.
cost to participate, and maybe you can do a presentation at one of the next meetings?
Sure. Actually, the CEO is coming to Toronto, and she'd asked me to facilitate some of the programs.
Can you just show us the cards?
Okay, so let me see. So
You're
I'll
really
just
high these.
actually
Come
here,
on.
do that.
Right to the point.
Mark
down
Perfect,
with the bottom.
Michelle.
your bank code?
Guess which one she is?
Yeah, guess which one I am.
You want my card?
I bet you'll never guess.
Oh, I think we've already guessed.
2 fingers up, 2 fingers, push 2 fingers, there you go.
D.
So these are the cards. So take a look. The value on the blue one is stability, structure, systems, planning, processes, predictability,
Sounds like an S.
responsibility, duty, rules, credentials, titles, traditions. So when I'm dealing with blueprints, I show them my credentials. Normally I don't care. With blueprints, I show them that.
Thank you.
I show them that I've been a top producer. I
There we
show
go.
them that I have skills and also the knowledge and the titles behind it. Right?
Attention.
Those
With
are the
act-
eyes.
red.
With action
Eyes,
people,
eyes are red.
Michelle,
SD.
we're sending you the link to it.
my presentation is really, really short.
SDIC.
I'm just.
That's a D, wouldn't it? Well, so.
So for
Okay, so
example,
rather than
let's-
rush through this, let's just, we're getting the link. We'll arrange.
Absolutely.
We will arrange for you to do a presentation. People will do their
Do some
upfront
samples.
research and samples and so on.
Yeah.
I just have 2 questions on this.
Yeah.
Can anybody go to the website
100%.
and do it, the card
Already done.
themselves?
100%.
Okay, so you don't need a special link, it's open to anyone.
Well, if you have the link, use the key, mybanco.com/key. You won't have to pay $100 US to do that assessment.
Sorry, what's the website
But then when you
again?
give it to your clients, you give them the key as well? But how do I then give that to my, do I have to
So,
sign up?
actually now see, when I did it, it was very expensive. Now they've changed it, so I think they're still in the planning process. For about $129, you have access to all the training, not just the cards,
Ends up being.
but all of the training, because there is
So you
probably
can send unlimited to your clients?
100%.
Okay, all right, that's great, thank you for
So to
sharing
me,
that.
that's what changed
Much
my
more
business.
simplified. It was
That's what
like
it
not-
took to
Wow.
the whole different level.
Amazing. I can totally get that, because you save a lot of time, eh?
Exactly.
Why are you sharing something with them that they couldn't care less about? But what do you do when you have 2 different people in front of you?
I have 2 different
to both.
presentations.
Listen to the wife.
But see, you have
Smart
2
man.
different presentations because I know, and that's where it was the switch happened. One of my
Yeah.
client, he's been like a top guy for the union, so his thing is, go, 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 and his wife, everything is labeled. Everything in their home is labeled, so I know she needs that structure. For 2 years, I've been trying to sell them something and move them. Didn't happen. Finally, I said, guys, Jim, this is what we think we can do. Vicky, what do you think of this? Look at this. If we do this, you get the dream home. There is no downside. These are the things we're going to put in place. And guess what? You don't find your dream home, we don't have to sell your home because you're going to put these clauses in place. She goes, you can do that. I'm like, yes, we can do that. So let's sign the paperwork. I'm like, I don't even have the paperwork. What do you mean? 2.5 years we've been working on this.
And you
So
have
all I had
one
to tell
simple
you-
conversation?
And Jim said to me, Raju, whatever the hell you did, I'm retiring, I'm gonna come and work with you. So he wants to actually come and train
But
this.
have you actually made them do the card
Yeah.
process in front of you and then go
And I
through?
tell them, transparency for me is huge. I will never ever lie to my clients or anybody. Like, I may not tell some people the truth because they're gonna hurt me, but transparency, transparency, transparency. And it does help me serve them better. Period. Like there's no questions. I wasn't even thinking of using it this way, but man, did it change the way I do it. My relationship with my son changed dramatically with my friends. Because I understand that they're not just being different. That's just who they are. I was just not speaking their language.
That's
So that
great.
would change.
Thank you, thanks for
Thank
sharing
you.
that,
Very
that's wonderful. David, just to show that it's card again, and then we're gonna get into the final topic for a few minutes. We don't have a lot of time left.
I'm sorry, this takes forever.
So while David's bringing up the card, which is the end of the other conversation, this is the card, and it's this is the front of the card that goes out the first time to your area of, and it explains.
That color tech printed.
Yeah.
Did you get
So
that?
this
That's
is
a PDF file.
targeted, this goes to a targeted audience.
Yeah, if you scroll up, you'll see the back of the card.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, Barb.
Okay, I'll just take a picture.
And then simply, it's just a.
I stuck a label on that.
Oh, but Barb.
And do you have an agenda related to those seminars, or do you
Would you
let?
click, just quickly, www.gta, seniorsgtaspecialist.com. Don't need the W's.
It's on the.
Okay. seniorsgtaspecialist.com.
You're putting that in the minutes? Okay, we'll get it from the
There's
minutes
gotta
then
be
later.
an S after
I'm adding the
senior.
website to the minutes, so you guys will see it
Seniors.
in the minutes.
Seniors?
seniorsgtaspecialist.com.
Oh, it didn't come up from
My eyes are still
There
there.
it is, I'll put it right there.
There you go. Scroll up, you'll see the agenda.
And they're on energy.
April the 30th, we're doing the next one because of the snowstorm from 11 to 1. There's what the financial
Oh,
advisor
it's in the
will
morning.
say,
I
the
can do
lawyer,
that.
and what I'm gonna say. And the very bottom is where they can register. Once they're registered, I never have to send them a hard copy again. So they can only register with email.
Hmm.
That's excellent.
I might join you.
And you can do it
You're so
during the
smart,
day.
Ed.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're sleeping by 7.
You're gonna do evenings or weekends.
seniors like daytime stuff because they have nothing to do but go to Sobeys.
Done in the scene-
Costco, they really clog up the
I
parking lot.
haven't, I'm stuck with this because the
Costco,
parking,
sure.
there's so much parking at the community centers, and the room cost us like $60. And we bring in our own Tim Hortons, but if you want to, you can buy the coffee there for 60 cents a cup or something like that.
When we did, when Chris had the
Land registry. He wants the people that have been
ASA
since
program,
1985
and I got us into some of the senior centers,
Yeah.
and they loved it, and they would provide breakfast or
Oh, really?
coffee, the whole thing, and it was absolutely free. They provide lunch. It was great.
Being a
Okay.
senior, I know how lonely it can get out there, you see, so this gives them something to
Yeah,
do.
you're-
You are not.
I was gonna
lonely.
say,
Okay,
Right.
we're gonna move to the next topic,
Touching on the
and that was, a lot of people requested a brainstorm on how to use the Corporate Plus card. And I know that Peter is using it very effectively, so Peter, if you can share how you're using the Corporate Plus card. Chuck, are you familiar with the Corporate Plus card? It's just basically,
use it myself,
Yeah.
but I know.
it's like having one of those old-fashioned coupon books you used to
They
give
don't
away.
expire now, which is
Yeah,
the nicest
yeah.
thing. And you can get
They run a
local,
year before.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
you can get local people. If you have like your own people, like bakers or whatever,
You create your
they
own
can
card.
sign up and you can give it personally on your card for your people. So that's the biggest
So it
plus.
makes it more community specific.
Yeah,
And you can
might
then
help in
also
yours.
use it to leverage referrals from like the restaurant, the baker, the whatever that you put on the card.
Candlestick maker.
So,
Yeah.
Pete, I know that you've been using it effectively.
Yeah, I use it every day, every day. It's, to me, if I don't give out one of those cards today, then I've done, it's like an accountability thing for me. And I wanna give it out to somebody, like every single time I go to the bank, I always go to a different CSR, right? Because that way, when I walk in, they all know me on a first name basis, and I don't wear a badge, right? So I do that every single time. I'm gonna go to the grocery store, I go shopping, anywhere. And I give it out to them I don't ask them for anything in return, right? I do it when I go to a restaurant, and I do it with all my strategic alliances. I give all my strategic alliances get the Corporate Plus card. And the way I present it is well, let me just do a trial run. I just want to show you what I do. It'll only take a minute, because that's all it takes. Only have a minute. So I always have them in my pocket, or my jacket, and this is what I do. So let's say we've never met before, right? So, there's one right there, right? So, let's say we're at a restaurant, let's say, you know, and you're great meeting, and if you give me good service. If you don't give me good service, you're not getting one. Because I want to be authentic, right? I'm not going to give it to everybody,
Yeah.
because then the value of it in my
Appreciate
mind is diminished.
Yeah.
It's got great value. So I say, you know what, Dan, I really appreciate your service today, you were fantastic. you know, thank you for taking care of our special needs and whatever, because I've got allergy to onions, you take care. So, and everybody that gives great service, people don't say thank you enough, isn't that, don't you find that?
Mhm.
And you say,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, if you go to this website, I'm a passionate realtor, and I like to inspire forward people to give great service, and you're one of them. So you see right there, it says corporateplusclub.com, right? You go there and you enter that number, the card's already paid for, and you'll get discounts for life. You like saving money?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you like saving money?
As much as I can.
Great, great. And you have friends and family?
Yeah.
Great. Well, guess what? And this is not just for you, it's for your friends and family. So when you go somewhere, let's say you go to, there's over 100 restaurants here, you go to Wonderland, you go to movies, there's some clothing stores on here. So when you go to a restaurant, how big is your family?
6.
6, okay, well, all 6 you go out and you have a special occasion, and then you say to them, hey, as good as this, and you already know before going, because the places are listed alphabetically and by radio search, the discounts are between 10 to 50%. Yeah, you heard that right, 50, okay? And just like our relationship,
1 minute?
I want it to last
I
forever.
don't think so.
Thank you.
Sound good?
Yeah.
And usually what they say is, wow, really, okay? They're all excited, right? And that's the wow, that's the wow. Then after that, guess what? They're connected. They send me a text or an email, or they call me. I'm not asking them for anything. Sometimes just give me their card. Street lights, like, they're giving me their card right away. But I get business from it. And it's like, it's amazing. So, it's great.
And you're only using one version.
I'm only using one version. I'm only using that version.
Okay. And so you're using it for lead generation.
I'm using it for lead generation and to strengthen my strategic alliances and my clients. I give this to my clients. And when I go to the listing presentation, I do it the same way. The difference is, now they go, oh, wow, I can't. I go, they think it's so valuable. I go, I insist. Right? It's about the perception. I want to say something about marketing. Okay? It's not about reality. It's about perception.
100%.
Okay? And it's about, and if you can manifest the perception in their, what's value? Value is subjective. So if you manifest the perception in their mind that your value is off the charts, then in their mind it's off the charts. That's what it's all about.
Do you tell them you're a realtor at that point? Do you say anything
Right up front,
about
you say.
Oh yes, I said it up front.
Ah.
I said it up front. I'm a passionate realtor, and I always appreciate when I give great, when I get great service.
Because I noticed you don't have a picture on the card.
No, I don't. Not on that one, I don't. I have a picture on my business card,
Ah.
right? Sometimes, when I give them that, then I say, oh, and by the way, here's my business card.
Why don't you brand your card so that it's also?
I know, but that was a previous iteration. I've got like 1,000 of those cards, right? So,
So there's 2 ways. The reason I asked Peter the question is that I'm now evolving mine into having 2 cards. Because in the past it was kind of an elite, again it's perception, an
Right.
elite corporate plus Zan Molko team, Fine Life team,
right,
membership. Here's the privilege of being part of the team.
right.
But so that's what I'm escalating. And the other one's just going to become a lead generation. Anybody that I meet
Right.
that I think there's a possibility
Right.
of something happening, or to
Right.
show gratitude, because I'm
Right.
big on showing gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah.
So that's wonderful,
Right.
the way you're using it. So
Right.
now the question is, because for a long time at the beginning I gave out a lot of those cards, but people weren't registering.
Yeah.
And then I did a send out cards campaign that bumped it up to 20%. And I showed you that years ago. It was a thing that holding this card and it says, is it in your wallet yet? And then there was a campaign. And then I jumped it up from pretty close 1% to 20% because it was like forcing them, are you saving money or whatever? And I would send it out. So the question is, you give it out just like that. I'm still using the sleeve.
I don't give,
And on the sleeve is a label that points them actually to my landing page that then takes them to that, because then it gets them to kind of link, and I know it's just another way of catching them.
Right.
And I know I can, so if we're trying all of these things, I don't know which works best yet. Maybe I should try it without the sleeve.
I tried the sleeve and I just find it didn't have the same impact, so for me it's just more seamless this way. One other thing I just want to say is I did it at the trade show, but again, not everybody gets the card. Okay, if we connect with people, like out of the 88 people, I think about 30 people got the card. We make this, myself and my team, we make the decision whether or not this is somebody that we want to have the card.
How many are activating it? Can you tell?
Crystal looks at that back end. When it comes to administration, I don't look at administration. but if we ask Krista,
It'd be
she'll have
nice
all
to
the
know,
answers.
yeah.
It would be nice to know what percentage.
But I can tell you, it's such a big wow. I've gotten listings because of this card. So even if the card cost me, what, $1,000?
They're
I get
about
it.
25 each.
Yeah, but, 1,000 cards, whatever, 500 cards per year.
Although they've changed the pricing
It's
now
a lot
because
less
there's
than
a back.
staging.
Yep.
I'm trying to de-stage my stuff. I got a whole living room full of staging stuff and it drives me nuts.
He'll buy it.
Take a picture and send it to Chuck, Phil.
Rick,
I know when I got them, and I got them a couple of years ago, if you went to the website as just a regular public person, you could buy one, but it was, I think, $25
It
per
is, yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So I tell them, hey, listen, I got this for you. I mean, if you go to get it, it's $25 just for a year. I bought one for you and it's good for life.
Yeah.
And again, it's like when we
Perceived
gave out the
value.
home show tickets, if you just mailed them out to everybody, they gave them to
Exactly.
everybody because they thought they were worthless.
100%.
I asked him actually to bump that price up. I need to remind him.
Yeah, that should be better.
Online?
Yeah, I had that on conversation. I said, how many do you really sell? It's not
No.
your market. So make that perceived value
That's right.
$69 or
Agreed,
whatever.
yeah.
I'll have to call him and
Make it
remind him.
$100.
Yeah.
69 is not a good marketing number.
No.
It really isn't.
97.
Oh,
I like the way I'm thinking.
You're already mine and
Hold on a second.
Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
Get it out of the gutter.
But when he does.
I knew you'd be the person in the room that said
Okay, we just have a couple minutes left. Anybody else want to share how they're using it? Anybody? How they would like to use it? It's, to me, it's a.
Question.
Yeah.
Like I haven't mailed mine out yet, but I was thinking about mailing mine to my database of people that I want to get it. Not everybody, but like the core,
Yeah.
let's say the core 150. I think, do you think that's a good idea, or do you think I should just hand it out at like my client appreciation
I
event
think it's
saying this is for you?
I have found from personal experience that mailing doesn't get the response.
It doesn't get the
They don't
response
get-
even person.
You need, I think Peters is brilliant
Handing it.
because he's building the value to the point where they at least feel compelled to use it. But we don't have the data, so we need to ask Krista.
No, but that's him meeting
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for my database of people.
You need to
So,
be prepared that if you send it out, you're gonna have to follow up.
with a call.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking about
Maybe
giving
send
it, giving it
20
out
at a
at my
time.
And a lot of
client
them
party.
toss it out.
But
without
nothing
even knowing.
replaces face to face.
At the
We're
client party. I was
constantly
thinking.
looking for a reason to drop in and see these people.
This is the perfect reason.
You drop in and say, listen, I saw this thing, I thought of you, I bought you this card. And explain it to them right at their, and you don't have to even step in unless it's really cold. But I'm constantly looking for a reason to drop in on people.
Yeah.
And this is just one of my reasons.
That's right.
Like I'm driving down the road and say, gee, I haven't seen them for a while. I know I've got some of these in my glove box, so I can
That's
just
right.
pull over,
Yep.
walk up to the door, and it's not about me,
That's right.
other than it looks like my business card on the one side. But I can explain it to them. Hey, I know you're busy, I didn't want to interrupt your dinner, but I just was thinking about you and I had this for you. So we're always looking for reasons that you're coming without an empty hand. That's,
Well, what if you brought your iPad with you, tethered to your cell phone, have all their name filled out, all you have
Agreed.
to do is put an email address or something, like something that takes
and
5
program it
seconds
for
to
them right
do.
there.
That's right.
Sure.
So it's all pre-done for them,
That's great.
right at the door.
That's even
And
taking
like
next
that.
level.
That's
That's,
the-
that's a beautiful
why I'm
idea,
listening.
Gordon. That's awesome.
Where's
That's
the
a
hiccup?
great one, yes,
Right.
because you have
Right.
the app now to
Yeah.
register them right now. Look, I'm registering for you here, you have the account.
And then email them right there,
Yeah,
the
that's
list of all the discounts.
Yeah.
and
So
right
they
off
have
the
that.
bat, that's a Krista thing for me.
That, there, I
There's
love
no
that.
way I'm gonna be doing that.
But even from an email marketing standpoint, say, hey, I bought a handful of cards. They don't need to know you bought 100. They just
Yeah.
say, it normally costs $25 for life, or like, you know,
Yeah.
per year. Would you be interested in that, right? Like, and then you can kind
Yeah,
of say,
on the
okay,
phone.
from a list of 100, 15 raised their hands.
Right.
That's your, like,
That's
that,
the
that
one.
would be a great.
Say,
like that.
Maybe
and
it's your
I'll
client-
Because I
review
always
it.
think about
John.
that, how can I do an email marketing campaign to just say, okay, out of a list of this, who would be the first people
John.
to speak to?
Door prizes at your client party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Announce a
but,
winner every 5 minutes.
I know.
Put your
but-
name in a hat with all
but
your
every- but
contact
I-
information.
But everyone,
That sounds salesy though, right?
Yeah.
That's your,
I don't know.
it is, right? Like,
Free.
hey, who's next?
It kind of dilutes the value though when you do
You're
it
the
that
next
way.
contestant on that.
You want to build the value up, and you've already given them the opportunity.
I want
to get
everybody
it.
How do you
at
get
that party
this
to get one anyway.
Yeah, well, just say, hey,
I really do.
for attending, I
Well,
wanna
then make
appreciate
an
you.
announcement.
Yeah, make an
about
announcement,
it.
everybody gets it
And
down.
that's cool.
Or have them when they come in to sign in.
Yeah.
This is a gift
That's
for
right.
showing up.
And have somebody actually sign them up right there.
That's
right there
right.
At the door.
That's right.
Here's your
I love
name
that
tag,
idea.
here's
That's
your
great.
card, and you're all signed up.
Okay, I thought we'd have more people about that subject, but that's fine, we're out of time anyway, so there's just two quick reminders. Number one is, I need your response to going to the invitational. Anybody in this room not going to the invitational?
Sorry, honey.
Yeah, okay.
Mark,
I'm not
I already
going to
told
that
you. Yeah, Peter
shithole
told me.
town.
I'm in Cairo. I'm sorry, I can't build all my trips
It's
around
not
it.
the
Well,
town.
I'm in
the big
Cairo.
I'm in
one.
Orlando.
It's the-
So, okay, so this,
Cairo.
everybody else is gonna be at the
No,
invitational.
it's town.
I don't
I
have
don't
any.
mind,
I'm
I don't
for
like
Thursday.
calling, well,
You're gonna come for the, okay, great, did you put that in?
but I just,
I emailed you.
I
Okay,
hate
great.
the-
All right, thank, and then the next thing is, don't forget, next month we have a guest speaker. It's the founder, or, well, not the founder, his son from KITS, that really good relationship mailing piece that I shared last
Oh,
month.
right.
Yeah, he's coming to do the presentation here.
Next
Next month, yeah. So it'll be half an hour, whatever, and plus questions. And I must say that I'm getting pretty good feedback so far, so I'm very happy that I'm on it. And then, who's gonna stay for lunch? Okay, we're gonna go to the usual place, which is the Mexican.
By the Canadian Tire.
Yeah, it's just by the Canadian Tire. What's it called?
Quesadilla.
Quesadilla. So whoever wants to join us over there, feel free to join us.